Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call this meeting of Carnegie Borough Council to order. We'll start with a moment of silence, please.
If everybody in this moment of silence can remember Officer Cusack, who was recently wounded as he fights through his recovery.
Thank you. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Chief, can we start with the roll call, please?
Councilwoman Covey.
Present.
Councilman Veras.
Here.
Councilwoman Demko.
Here.
Councilman DeLoss. Here. Councilman Sarsfield.
Here.
Council President Katina.
Here.
Mayor Kavistik. Here. All present.
Thank you, Chief. Before we get started on the actual meeting tonight, we're going to have a brief presentation given by Councilwoman Demko and Councilman Veras. Please.
Okay, Mr. Joel and Mr. Trombetta, would you like to step up here for a minute? Okay, Dave. Letter of recognition for Dave Joel. The Borough of Carnegie takes great pride in recognizing you for your outstanding accomplishments as wrestler for the Carnegie School District. Your many accomplishments during your career, including placing 5th this year in the Section AA tournament and 3rd in the Woodville District 7 tournament, along with competing in the PIAA Southwest Regional Tournament, are to be commended. Your success as a student athlete is an example of what you can accomplish with determination and dedication. The Council of the Borough of Carnegie, along with all its citizens, applaud your accomplishments and wish you continued success in all your future endeavors. Montana. The Borough of Carnegie takes great pride in recognizing you for your outstanding accomplishments as a wrestler for the Carnegie School District. Your many accomplishments during your career, including placing 2nd this year in the Section AA tournament, 3rd in the Woodville District 7 tournament, 4th in the PIAA Southwest Regional Tournament, and 6th in the PIAA State Tournament are to be commended. And also what's not on here is Montana broke Farlington's record for the most wins this year. Your success as a student athlete is an example of what you can accomplish with determination and dedication. The Council of the Borough of Carnegie, along with all of its citizens, applaud your accomplishments and wish you continued success in all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Congratulations to both of you.
Job well done, guys.
Next, we're going to have a presentation about the new office building at 803 West Main Street. Mr. Banner?
Hey Pat, before we get started, can I say something about you? I just forgot. I'm sorry, I also forgot to say that we wanted to commend Jay Catcher too. He's not here tonight, but he did a good job this year too, so we wanted to say that about Jake also.
I just also mention that all three of these fellows have been part of our borough's summer help, and they've done a really great job for us on that end of it also.
I'd like to say they make Carnegie proud. They really did, all of them.
Thank you. Mr. Banner?
Hi, my name is Greg Banner. I'm with the engineering firm Key Environmental here in Carnegie. And tonight, I'm representing RIG Consulting. They're proposing the development on a lot next to the one they own out at 803 West Main Street, vacant lot next to the store, which is at 802 West Main Street. They're proposing to build a 5,280 square foot office building. It's on a 2,640 square foot footprint on that lot. That is at lot 78, block 102F. It is zoned C1 commercial district. The lot fronts West Main Street, which is a state road, and Chartiers Creek in the back, actually, a property owned by the Chartiers Valley District Flood Control Authority. The lot is about just a little bit over a quarter of an acre. And I'm sure, hopefully you've had a chance to look through your packets. The lot's about 60 feet wide. Our building dimensions about 40 by 60 roughly. Based on the parking requirement of one space per 300 square feet, we have provided the necessary 16 spaces, one of which is handicap space. We have complied with all the area and bulk requirements. Our building height, the maximum is allowed is 60 feet. Will be no taller than 40 feet. We've got a 49-foot rear yard where a 10 is required, and then we meet the remainder of the regulations. Utilities, water, gas, cable, telephone, and electric will be extended to the site from existing facilities there along West Main Street. Our sewer lateral will go out the back and connect into one of the Alcosan laterals. Stormwater typically in Carnegie requires that the storms 2, 10, 25, and 100 year be controlled to pre-development conditions. Obviously, if you take a lot like what is there now, it's paved in the front, but the majority is grass with a few trees. Runoff is going to increase, but because of its proximity to Chartiers Creek and its location within the lower reaches of the Chartiers Creek watershed, what we're going to do is called direct discharge. We're going to collect it direct discharges, so the peak flow from our site will be into Chartiers Creek, down Chartiers Creek, long before the peak flow from the overall Chartiers Creek watershed. In our drawing set, we had a lighting plan. Most of the lighting, some of the lighting will be provided with what are called wall packs on the west and south face of the building. That would be as you look in from the street, the right and the rear. And then we have white bollards, little posts that are domed, have lights inside those. Those are dotted around the parking area, so we provide the necessary quarter of a foot candle per square foot that the regulations require. Landscaping, you can see on the drawing that in our various islands throughout the site, we'll be grassing those. We'll have a couple of trees as required for the parking spaces. So we have actually exceeded the amount of green space required by the ordinance. There is an existing curb cut right now on West Main Street. We'll be utilizing that. The front, we're bringing the drive in the center of the property. We really want to maintain the front for visitors. We do have a drive aisle along the side of the building to additional parking in the back. Those are predominantly going to be used for employee parking. The building is going to be a pre-engineered metal building. It'll have split-face concrete masonry base. But it's not going to be a pre-engineered building like you might think. It's not going to be a Butler building. This is going to be a pretty nice looking structure. This is a front elevation looking in from the street. It'll have a the right as you look into the site. The metal siding will be of a copper color. There'll be a sort of a screen in the front here, a little bit of a tower built of essentially perforated metal. That'll have the address and the name of the building. There'll be about a 10 by 10 portico here in the front right-hand corner, so you can walk in, actually get out from the weather before you go in the front door. Two-story building. All the HVAC will be enclosed sort of in a second, like a third story, second and a half story. So it'll be a pretty clean looking structure. Side elevation looking in toward the east shows the split block foundation, standing seam roof. Fair amount of windows to give a nice amount of natural light inside. The part of the property is in the 100-year floodplain. It is outside of what's called the floodway. The floodway is regulated by the DEP. The floodway is regulated by the borough's floodplain ordinance. We have set our first floor elevation 1.5 feet above the flood in accordance with the building code. Now, we had submitted our application on March 1st, received comments from Gateway Engineering on March 9th, got responses back to them on the 11th, and then got their affirmation letter on the 14th. We did then go to the Planning Commission on the 22nd, where we received recommendation for preliminary and final approval. So tonight, we're here, we requested your consideration for preliminary and final approval of this project. I think that's a pretty good description of what we're planning to do there, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Is there any questions for Mr. Bennett?
How many employees?
About 9 employees. One nice thing about this project is this company is moving these folks from another township. So not only do we take a site that's sitting vacant, not much taxes, increase the tax base from there, increase the number of employees in Carnegie.
Any other questions? Thank you very much for coming out tonight, Mr. Bennett, for your presentation.
We appreciate it. It's nice to see.
Thank you. That's exciting.
Are there any public comment on any of the listed motions tonight? If there are, please step forward and state your name and address. Seeing that there's no one coming forward, we'll begin with administration and finance. Councilman Veras.
First motion, the motion to approve the minutes of the meeting of March 14th, 2011.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please, Chief.
Councilman Sarsfield.
Yes.
Councilman DeLoss.
Yes.
Councilwoman Demko.
Yes.
Councilman Veras.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kobe.
Yes.
Council President Catino.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve the April bill list and addendum.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, roll call vote, please, Chief.
Councilwoman Kobe.
Yes.
Councilman Veras.
Yes.
Councilwoman Demko.
Yes.
Councilman DeLoss.
Yes.
Councilman Sarsfield.
Yes.
Council President Catino.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to adopt ordinance number 2351, an ordinance of the Borough of Carnegie relative to the establishment and maintenance of the police employees' pension annuity, insurance and benefits fund or funds to amend certain provisions of the pension plan or program applicable to the police of said borough to comply with Act 600 of 1956 requirements regarding intervening military service.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those any discussion on this? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to permit the borough manager to execute an agreement between Tri-Eagle Energy LP and the Borough of Carnegie to purchase electric generation service for the borough building and borough owned property facilities.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Discussion?
Yeah, and looking at this will appear to save the borough a considerable amount of money. We brought in two different firms that gave us some pricing, and the one we're going with gave us the best rate, and we went with that. So, when we save money, you, the taxpayers, save money.
And it's about, just so everyone's aware, it's about a 19% savings, I believe, over a 3-year period, which equates to about $8,000 to $9,000 a year. Seeing that there's no discussion, motion has been made, moved, and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
Mr. Solicitor, do I read the extra motion now or put it in?
Yes.
Do it now. Motion to authorize Energy Savers Incorporated to utilize the Carnegie Borough letterhead for the purpose of informing borough residents of discount prices available for electric generation suppliers.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Just a point of clarification. When we had presentations on suppliers coming into the borough and basically trying to get us a better rate on energy suppliers, one of the things that we discussed back in October after a COG meeting was that we found out that as of January 1st, we were going to be able to open this up to the residents of Carnegie. And basically, we're letting Tri-Eagle Energy send out a letter to the residents of, Energy Savers send out a letter to the residents of Carnegie to basically get the same savings that the borough is seeing from this. For instance, just personally, I signed up for it about 2 weeks ago, and I locked in at a 3-year rate, and my savings is 18.6% off of what I'm paying Duquesne Light. So it could save anyone, it could potentially save you about $120 a year if you signed up with this program. And basically, we're authorizing Energy Savers to go ahead and send out the letter to the residents of Carnegie to hopefully let them save money if they opt for this program.
Mr. President, also, the residents are under no obligation at all. So they can actually go and try to find a better deal. We've been told that this deal should beat most deals out there, if not all deals, but feel free to go find a better deal. And this will really help, I think, some individuals who struggle with this deregulation. And it's not an easy process. Anybody who's gone through the gas deregulation trying to find the best gas price knows that it can be cumbersome and very difficult to get through. So, thank you.
Thank you. Seeing that the motion has been made and seconded, we've already had discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to appoint Councilwoman Covey as the official delegate and Councilwoman Demko as the alternate delegate to the Allegheny County Boroughs Association.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? See that there's no discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to waive penalties and interest charges accrued relating to the 2010 Carnegie Borough real estate tax for the following properties. Block and lot number 103-L26, 103-L27 and 103-L27-01.
Second.
Seeing that the motion has been made and seconded, I'll ask for a roll call vote, Chief, on this.
Councilman Sarsfield.
Yes.
Councilman DeLoss.
Yes.
Councilwoman Demko.
Yes.
Councilman Veras.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kobe.
Yes.
Council President Katina.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve the manager's contract agreement between Jeffrey C. Harbin and the Borough of Carnegie. The terms of the agreement are that for a one-year period beginning April 11th, 2011, and ending April 10th, 2012, the borough shall pay Harbin a stipend of $1,000 per month in exchange for Harbin performing the duties of Carnegie Borough manager.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, roll call vote, please.
Councilman DeLoss.
Yes.
Councilwoman Demko.
Yes.
Councilman Veras.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kobe.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sarsfield.
Yes.
Councilman Sarsfield, I'm sorry.
Wait a minute, can I read that?
Council President Katina.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to adopt resolution number 2011-07, a resolution of the Borough of Carnegie increasing the monthly Borough of Carnegie parking permit fee for non-residential and non-local businesses to $50 per month effective June 1st, 2011.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded, and just to explain this to everybody, obviously with the busway here, we have an influx of commuter traffic coming into the borough. And right now, our permit parking fee is approximately $30 a month, which is a real bargain. So we're raising that to $50 fee for the commuter traffic, like I said, the non-residential permit parking and non-business parking, because this is something that people should pay a premium for. If they're going to come to the town, they need to pay a fair price for their parking permits. And we're just getting in line with other municipalities in doing this. I mean, raising our parking rates and having a two-tiered structure like we have right now. Seeing that this motion has been made and seconded, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
The motion I will not be read tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to actually table this motion because our solicitor hasn't received the signed agreement, so we want him to review it, obviously, before we pass this motion. Thank you, Councilman Harris. Code Enforcement, Councilwoman Kobe.
Thank you, President Katina. Motion to approve a curb cut at 851 Kennedy Street with a 6-foot side yard setback on each side.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Public Works, Councilwoman Demko.
Motion to authorize the release of retainage in the amount of $26,478.36 to Monjovi and Son Excavating for excavating repair work completed during the 209 sanitary sewer point repair contract.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on this?
Just that this should be the final bill for that.
Any other discussion? Seeing that there's no other discussion, roll call vote, please, Chief.
Councilman Sarsfield.
Yes.
Councilman DeLoss.
Yes.
Councilwoman Demko.
Yes.
Councilman Veras.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kobe.
Yes.
Council President Katina.
Yes.
Motion passes.
There's no motions for public safety tonight, so we'll go right into community development. Councilman DeLoss.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to adopt Resolution 2011-06, a resolution of the Borough of Carnegie agreeing to certain conditions established by the Redevelopment Authority of Allegheny County for the Allegheny Together program.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded.
Would someone like to explain, Mr. Councilman DeLoss, would you like to explain a little bit about the Allegheny Together program, please?
Yes, the Allegheny Together program was established by the county to assist those communities that have traditional business districts in redeveloping and revitalizing those business districts. And so there are communities such as Bridgeville and some other communities in Allegheny County that have old-fashioned business districts like we do, and this program was created to help them bring those back to life, considering that they're an asset to the county that should be maintained. And this, I think, is going to help us with some money and planning to help the businesses on Main Street.
Thank you, Councilman DeLoss.
Seeing the motion has been,
May I make a comment too, Mr. President? I think we owe a special thank you to Lee White and some assistance also from Borough Manager / Chief Harvin in getting this accomplished. This is not the first time we've applied for this, or they've applied for this, and we're very fortunate to be included in this. Another area that has been included too is Dormont. So we have some good company.
thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve the rig site plan for the construction of an office building at 803 West Main Street in the C1 zoning district on property known as Lot and Block 102-E-78.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on this? Seeing that there's no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve the re-ratification of the Phase 1 subdivision revised dated August 11th, 2010, as prepared by PVE Scheffler for the proposed Presley Heights development located in the R3 zoning district of Carnegie Borough for 25 of 59 townhouses that were presented on the master plan. The purpose of this motion is to reaffirm the council's ratification of the subdivision made necessary due to the master plan having not been recorded with the Allegheny County Recorder's Office within 90 days of original approval of Borough Council.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Mr. Lucas, would you please clarify this motion?
Certainly, Mr. President. What happened here is Presley Heights is a development that's being done in the Borough of Carnegie, and this was approved by Borough Council last September, October. There was a delay. Part of the approval was that they had to enter a developer's agreement and post a bond with the borough or a letter of credit. There was some delay. They entered into the developer's agreement. There was a delay in getting a letter of credit. We just got it last week. The approval was that this had to be filed with the recorders of deeds within 90 days of the approval in September. Obviously, we're well past 90 days, so this is just a reapproval of what was previously approved so that we can sign the appropriate documents, they can sign the appropriate documents, and it be filed with the Allegheny County Recorder of Deeds office.
Thank you, Mr. Lucas. Seeing that the motion has been made and seconded, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
Mr. President, we have another motion to add under 5. This would be 5D as in David. A motion to advertise ordinance 2352, an ordinance of the Borough of Carnegie establishing a shade tree commission.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Councilman Sarsfield, would you please discuss this?
Yes, it is, you walk through our community, drive through our community, you can see in several areas of our parking lots and in some of our main street areas where trees have uplifted concrete, causing us, to put money back into replacing it. So probably about a year ago, I looked into different trees and stuff, and I had the pleasure of meeting several business owners and residents that know and understand trees, that by forming this commission will allow the commission to go out and purchase trees, perhaps at a cheaper rate than the municipality can themselves, apply for different grant, different funding that the municipality might not be able to do itself. So hopefully we can, remove some of the dead trees and and put new ones in and beautify the town.
Thank you, Councilman Sarsfield.
Well,
Seeing that there's been discussion, motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. We'll now begin with committee reports, Administration and Finance, Councilman Veras.
The only thing I have tonight is there's going to be another school board meeting on April the 14th at 7:30, and they're still discussing the feasibility study that they did starting about 2.5 years ago. And the last meeting, they decided to come to Carnegie to build the elementary school, and we're all happy for that. But there's been a lot of other discussions since Governor Corbett has got the budget quite a bit, and they're looking at some alternatives now. They pulled the plug on going forward, so they're going to hold off on doing anything further and spending any money for the new elementary school in Carnegie. But they're also looking at merging with possibly Keystone Oaks or a few other school districts. This was said to us by the president of the council at the of the school board at the last meeting. I personally believe they should do one more study. They should look at doing the survey for the grounds at where Carnegie Elementary presently stands to see if that land can accommodate a new 3-story building. That has to be done before you can go forward. They haven't done that yet, so if they would go ahead and do that, we would know where we stand after they make their decision to go forward or to pull back, after Governor Corbett tries to get his budget passed. I also believe that the budget will not be passed the way that he's presented it with his cuts. That's still open for negotiation, and education took a big bite or a big hit there. But I think that is going to be somewhat taken care of whenever it's resolved or approved. So if anybody wants to come to the school board meeting on Thursday, I think it's going to be an interesting meeting again. There's been a lot of people from Crafton coming to the meetings, not a lot of people from Carnegie. We're trying to get as many people there as we can because we are happy that they have chosen Carnegie for the elementary school. That'll be a $27 million project. And if anybody can make the meeting, we'd appreciate it. That's all I have this evening.
Thank you, Councilman Veras. Code Enforcement for Children Events Committee, Councilwoman Covey.
Thank you, President Katina. Well, first of all, the Children's Events Committee, once again, we are still working hard on our Easter egg hunt. It will be Saturday, the 23rd, at the Carnegie Volunteer Fire Department. Thank you, Chief. At 12 noon. Please come out, bring the little ones, hunt for eggs. They'll get a treat bag like they always do, etc. And hopefully the weather will cooperate. Fun will be had by all. The following Saturday, don't forget, is our 4th annual 5K race. And we're also very excited about that, continuing to get in door prizes, etc. And as the Chief Harbin always emphasizes, that is very family-oriented. Bring your kids, when people bring strollers, bring your dogs. We're prepared for it all. And also that day, I'm going to leave this to Rick since he's on the library board, but there's big doings at Carnegie Park and at the library, so don't anybody panic when you hear the gunfire. And other than that, that's all I have for this evening. Thank you, President Tina.
Public Works, Councilwoman Demko.
I just wanted to say that I talked to Dan today, and he informs me that the consent order work is just about completed, and the cameras have all been put in, Dan. They're just about finished. So we're moving along with that, so done a good job. That's it.
Okay. Public Safety, Councilman Sarsfield.
thank you, Mr. President. Last week I spoke with Art from the District Attorney's Office regarding a letter that was submitted to the district attorney's office to receive funding for surveillance cameras to be placed in and around the borough. The day I actually stopped down there, he was in a budget meeting with his colleagues discussing funding to go out to communities, and he said that, you know, he's always had a good working relationship with Chief Harbin, and that he should be in touch with him in the very near future. In the midst of that discussion, one item that I brought up was we'd never received any funding from Homeland Security, and I asked him if that was a possibility for us, and he indicated to me that that was not a possibility, because in order to receive funding from Homeland Security in the Pittsburgh region, you have to be within 2 miles of a major river. Because for the Pittsburgh branch, the Coast Guard applies for the funding for you. So he didn't, unless they rewrite it, he didn't see that as a probability. Public Safety Day will be held late September, early October this year. As we get closer to that date, we will release that on our website. I also urge all residents, be familiar with your surroundings. With warmer weather, more children will be outside playing. So, you know, leave a little bit earlier, drive a little bit slower. You know, watch for kids sometimes chasing the ball across the road or just simply crossing the street. Our children are important to us, and we want to keep them safe. Also, please remember Officer Cusack in your thoughts and prayers as he continues his recovery process. That's all I have, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Sarsfield. Community Development / the Library Board, Councilman Claus.
Thank you, Mr. President. The borough continues its participation in the comprehensive planning meetings that are being jointly conducted by Scott Township, Heidelberg, and Carnegie. The next meeting is Wednesday this week at the Scott Township Municipal Building, and the focus for that particular meeting will be on the Carruthers Avenue corridor. Library stuff, lots of things, of course, happening in the library this month for those who haven't been paying much mind. First, let me just mention that we have information regarding last year versus the previous year statistics for the library. Dramatic increases in usage of the library during 2010. The total circulation of books, which is the number of books which are loaned out, increased 10% in 1 year, which is a rather dramatic number. And children's books circulation, that is the books loaned out again, children's books increasing 23% in 1 year. Attendance at children's programs has practically doubled from 2009 to 2010. And a lot of that credit, I think, for the children's activities goes to Aaron Tipping, who's the youth librarian at the library. Additionally, the library has free Wi-Fi for people who have library cards. That's Wi-Fi internet access. So if you go up to the library, you can use your phone or your laptop or iPad or whatever you have to get internet access. And these features that our library provides,
Or our computers.
or the library's computers, yes. The library has computers that are wired in. And the fact that there's so many more people using these, I think, is a sign of the economic times we're in, that people have had things disconnected in their homes or apartments as far as internet access goes, or they can't afford to go buy books anymore, so they're going to the lending library, which was the old way of doing things, and it's back again. So we want to give quite a bit of congratulations to our library for being there for our residents. The capital campaign for the library renovation stands currently at $7.4 million collected. This was bolstered in the last couple months by a $500,000 donation from an anonymous foundation. And air conditioning will be installed in the library this summer, the first time in the history of the library. So, incredible thing. things happening just in the structure itself and, of course, in the library. Tomorrow starts a very busy month for the library because of our Civil War connections. Tomorrow is the it's the 150th anniversary of the start of the Civil War. If you didn't know that, tomorrow is. In fact, as we sit here right now, 150 years ago, the Union commander at Fort Sumter was weighing an ultimatum that was given to him by General Beauregard of the Confederate Army to surrender, and he was killing time and trying to delay. And at about 4:30 a.m. in the morning, coming up here in about 8 hours, the Confederate Army started firing cannons at Fort Sumter, and that was the beginning of the Civil War 150 years ago tomorrow. So lots of stuff are happening at the library. As you know, we have one of the most intact Civil War veterans posts in the country. People come here to see that. And tomorrow evening is a special exhibit of Civil War photographs that is being opened. And there's two different sets of photographs. Some of them are recent photographs of Civil War reenactors. But the big draw is really an exhibit of real, original Civil War photographs. So if you've never seen a for real, honest-to-goodness photograph from 1860, you have your chance. They'll be at the library. There's going to be an exhibit. These photographs have been brought in from Gettysburg, and they're really going to be something to see. That starts tomorrow, a special reception tomorrow evening, 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Everyone is welcome. At the end of the month, there'll be, on April the 30th, there's a long list of things that are taking place, a very long list. Up at the park, there's reenacting. There's going to be an 1860 baseball team. If you've never seen such a thing as how baseball was played in 1860, you're going to get to see that on April the 30th. And there's also a full-dress military ball going to be planned for the 30th. So if you like the costumes, you have something else to see. But the list is lengthy of things that are going on. You need to look at it. There are postcards with all details on the back that you can get at the library. Stop up there and visit and take advantage. We do have quite a treasure there. Lastly, on a sad note, one of the leaders of the renovation of the library, Mr. Bill English, passed away recently. He had a stroke and died. Bill English was one of the guys who said that this library could be renovated and saved, and he pushed it when most of the people were saying it'll never happen. And frankly, people in this room said it would never happen, because you looked at the library and the condition, and they said at that time they said they needed what, $97 million or something? $5 million, and they said you'll never raise $5 million to fix a library in Carnegie. We're past that. We're at $7.4 million and cooking. So thanks to Bill English for his visionary view of the future. And grew up on Wabash Avenue. So that's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman DeLoss.
And what time does the Carnegie Park event start?
It starts at 10 and goes to 5. We will be running a free shuttle because only the reenactors, the artillery, can park at the park. But STAs, the Transportation of America, will be running a little yellow school bus from the park up to the library to the municipal lot, so you can just hop on and circle all day for the activities back and forth. And there will be full artillery, so I think I've been told you'll hear it here.
Thank you. Okay. Chief Borough Manager's report?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to follow up on what Councilwoman Covey said about the 5K, it's coming. It's the same day as the Civil War reenactment at Carnegie Park, April 30th. We have about 230 pre-registrations already, which is up from last year. But we want more people. It's a great cause. My goal was to give more money than we did last year. My colleague, Chief Andrax, for the fire department, so that's what we're gonna do. So please, and like Carol said, come out, walk, run, crawl, whatever you wanna do, but just participate.
Just come have a piece of fruit and a bagel for all I care. Just give me the money.
Our cleanup day is scheduled for Saturday, May 7th. Steve from our administration staff is coordinating that. It's going to be from 9 to 1. The rally point will be the same place as it was last year, the parking lot right alongside the fire department. So we need volunteers to come to help to clean up the town. And also anybody at home that wants to get rid of furniture, appliances, lawn, yard items, newspapers, rims, tires, whatever. We'll have some dumpsters set up there in the parking lot so you can come discard the items. Again, that's Saturday, May 7th.
Wait, in the parking lot of where?
Right next to the fire department, yes. And again, Steve from our administration staff will be coordinating that. And also, the last thing is we are in dire need of 2 school guards. We recently had 2 school guards resign. And so if anybody knows, if anybody's interested, Leo, you ready to come out of retirement to be a school guard?
I think you would make an excellent school guard, Leo.
I do too, Leo.
But how about you, Jimmy? School guard? No?
Carry a gun?
No, you can't carry a gun.
A squirt gun.
I won't be there.
All right. But seriously, if anybody knows of anybody that's interested in a position, please have them come down and contact me. That's all.
Thank you. Carnegie Volunteer Fire Department report, Chief Kendrax.
Thank you, Mr. President. For the month of March, we answered 38 fire calls and 200 EMS calls. Also, I'd like to remind everyone that the Cash Bash tickets are still for sale from May 7th at the Richmond Fire Department. I hope that you do support the 5K run that the Chief's having. It does do a lot of good for us. That's all I have.
What's the donation for that? Okay. To register? Or is there a charge?
For the 5K?
Yes.
$20.
Chief, do you have any idea how your subscription drives are coming in?
The subscription drive I will report in May. We're up to about 16%.
Again, it's very important, obviously. We're just trying to do everything we can for our fire department, but it's very important that the community come through and also support the fire department. Obviously, the subscription service that they've mailed to the residents of Carnegie, the 16% return rate, obviously, that's not the best. So like I said, we're encouraging the community to step forward and step up and get your subscriptions back to the fire department so they can stay and provide the basic public safety needs of the community. Also, Chief Kandrax, we obviously had the recommendation from DCED about the fire department consolidation that you've been hearing about, that we've been talking about for about the past year now, actually. I think it started in May of last year. Actually, you were doing it way before that. Council actually got involved in May of last year. Did you want to briefly talk all about that? What the recommendation basically was for the consolidation?
Well, as you know, I attended the workshop meeting, and the recommendations that I gave you were just to get us up to par. The hose testing and everything that was listed on the list is something that needs to be done mainly for the safety of the firemen, but to meet with the NFPA standard 1901. And once we accomplish that, we will be able to continue into the consolidation. It also sees fit. And I guess we're going to start on that as soon as possible, because I think the next meeting for the consolidation is April.
The Monday after Easter.
Yeah. So we have to have some sort of answer.
Okay. And just to give everybody an idea, the recommendation came back from the DCED that it would make sense for Grafton, Carnegie, and Ingram to consolidate their basic fire department services. I would save money in the long run. It would obviously help with the recruitment and retention of volunteers, and it would be basically a benefit to all the communities involved. What Chief Kandrax was talking about a little bit, just to give you an idea, was there were preliminary costs attached to some testing that needed done for us to be in compliance with National Fire Protection Association standards for hose testing, aerial testing, ladder testing, basically things that we pretty much need to commit to in order, if we're going to go ahead with the recommendations of the consolidation study at this point. So this is something that we'll obviously need to discuss in the very near future and make a decision on, because like I said, the DCED's consolidation report is right here in my hand, and it was recommended that we do consolidate. Junior council report?
Yeah, just want to talk about two things that are happening after the high school precinct. This Saturday, the Columbus Interact Club is going to have their 4th annual Battle of the Bands. This is a charity event they have every year. Previously, it was at the Catholic Night Hall. This year, it's actually going to be in the high school cafeteria from 7 to 10. Our charity for this year is Clean Water for All. It's an effort to raise money to buy water filters for families affected by the tsunami. Actually, it's our district-wide charity this year, so everybody in our district, so the Interact Club, is going to be working on it. Our goal is actually to buy them a truck, because they said that they have been getting a lot of donations in for the actual filters, but they aren't able to actually transport the filters where they need to go, so we're trying to get it. The second event I want to tell you about is the Mr. Carlton Pageant. It's going to be on Friday, April 29th at 7 o'clock in the auditorium. Usually pretty fun, so I encourage everybody to stop on by and see what's happening there.
When is that?
The Mr. Carlton Pageant is April 29th. It's a Friday at 7 o'clock in the high school auditorium.
What's the date of the
Battle of Bands is this Saturday, April 16th from 7 to 9 in the high school cafeteria. Admission for that is $5.
And Mike, just to clear things up, you can't enter in Mr. Carlton pageant. Okay.
Thank you.
I could try.
Mayor's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just want to say the Interact Club does a great job, and you guys have done, throughout the years, raised a lot of money for a lot of charities, so we appreciate what you do. That's our great students at work. Thank you. I'd like to start the meeting not with the initial crime report, but we have two individuals here that are visiting us. As many of you know, the Salvation Army will be closing the center on Washington Avenue. After a number of meetings, we are happy to say that even though they're closing that center, they still will be continuing the outreach programs here to Carnegie residents in the surrounding area. So what I have today is I have brought the new director of Chartiers Valley Services to the meeting, and I'd like to introduce him. His name is George Barrett. George, would you like to stand up and say hi?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for allowing us to come today. First, I'd like to say thank you to the Salvation Army for giving me an opportunity to serve as the Chartiers Valley Service Center Director. And I also want to thank the Borough of Carnegie for giving me the opportunity to serve you all and partner with some of the service clubs and also the residents of the area. I look forward to forging a lot of partnerships, so some of you all will see me around about the community, and I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, once the center closes, which it should be somewhere around mid-May, I think the center will close, they will start distributing the outreach services from their new location, which is over where the Black Swan. Too many of those. The Black Swan Gallery right on Mansfield Avenue. So that's where their new distribution center will be. Also here from the Salvation Army is Fran Brace. She wears two hats for the Army. She's the Division Development Director, and she is also the Service Extension Director. So I just want to introduce her because she will oversee all the functions there. So thank you, Fran. Would you like to stand up?
I'm not sure if any of you know, we do offer a food bank out of the Chartiers Valley Worship and Service Center now, which will be actually going with us to the Black Swan. But in that short period of time, I just wanted to let you know 438 residents, community members have gone to that food bank. George has seen 125 residents came in for clothing. He's already taken applications for Dollar Energy, 35, or I think it's like 40 clients have come through for Dollar Energy. And he has client counseling for 40 clients and 43 referrals. So in that short period of time, we're definitely seeing a new need in the community. I also wanted to share with you, we have a camp, if some of you don't know, Camp Allegheny in Elwood City, that we will take area children. They can go to week to Camp Allegheny, and it will cost them $10 for a week. So we'll be looking for children within the community that we service. If you know any children interested, please let George know, because we'd love them to experience that Christian environment.
When is the camp?
What are the days of the camp?
The last week of June and the beginning of July, and 1 week at the end of July as well.
We take children 6 to 12 years of age, but there's also a camp a little bit for older ones. I think there's up to 14. There's 2 camps we actually have.
When you get settled in your new building, I will be down to see you, because I understand you're not doing the fresh fruit and produce this year that you did last year, the little marketplace.
Okay.
Okay, and because I was there every week last year. But I will be down to see you, because I would like to personally tonight pledge $100 to send 10 children to camp.
Thank you.
And I challenge my fellow committee members to meet that.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome.
Thank you. We are having an open house. Maybe you can come and see it. April 30th is Saturday in Elwood City. It's a beautiful drive up, but you have to experience this camp. And if you also take a look at it on our website for more information, we're allowing parents to see it. We understand sending their children to a camp they've never seen. We want people to feel very welcome.
Great.
So
I think that's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you both, and I know everyone up here looks forward to working with you in the future, and we appreciate what you do for our residents. So, thank you so much. Now I'd like to get into the crime report, Mr. President. Criminal arrests and citations last month were 34. We had traffic citations of 32. Parking tickets, 143 were distributed, and complaints and self-initiated activities were 968. Notice why I said distributed, like they were giving away like freebies. But we gave out 143 parking tickets. I'm sure people weren't happy to receive them. An update on some of the personnel issues. We've had a number of injuries, not a number, we've had a few injuries and a few surgeries within our police forces this past month and a half. Probably the worst surgery has been Dax. He had his tumor removed. Fortunately, it's been benign, but Dax should be up and running any day now. We have some other individuals who have been in and out of surgery, and some other individuals who've had injuries. And we've also been down 2 school guards. So I really have to commend Chief Harbin and also Sergeant Kennedy for their leadership in keeping this town covered through all these events. Because I'm going to tell you right now, people forget sometimes that the police force is a 24/7 organization, and you have to have at least 2 officers on at all times. So you've done a great job, Chief, especially with all that's on your plate here with as borough manager too. So thank you very much, and also extend a special thank you to Sergeant Kennedy. We also had a Campbell's Run watershed meeting. This watershed meeting occurred last Thursday. Army Corps of Engineers, an update on the Army Corps of Engineers. They're almost ready to go. They're still looking for a piece of property that is not under the Chartiers Valley Flood Control Authority. Right now it's listed under the Allegheny County Redevelopment Authority, and they're trying to get that piece of property cleared. Once that is cleared, it'll be about 2 months to get that going. Our engineers are going to work with them and see if they can try to avoid that property for right now and work before that property, so I will let you know what the answer is to that. The good news, like I said last time, the funding is in place. So when you hear of all the budget battles going on in Washington, D.C., it doesn't affect this project. The funding is already in place. We continue our progress in expanding the scope of the Chartiers Valley District Flood Control Authority. And what we're trying to do is expand it up through all the Campbell's Run communities, up past Robinson Township. But there's a few hurdles we have to undergo. One is we have to perform a study first, and once that study is done, then we need to get the project name in a bill. Next year, the New Water and Research Development Act, which is up in 2012, we have to have the project named. And at that point, if we get it named in the bill, then we have to hopefully in 2013 get the funding for it. So it's not an easy endeavor, but it would be the best, most comprehensive solution that could be provided. It would also be the most cost effective because the federal government would pick up the majority of the cost. Now, I have been in touch with Tim Murphy's office and let him know where we stand with all this information. The good news is he is on the committee that actually can get this bill named. So he's on that committee. So that's the good news. But the bad news is, as you see, Washington, there's a lot of turmoil and there's a lot of funding cuts. So we'll have to see where this goes moving forward. I'll keep you up to date. Also at that meeting was the DEP, and the DEP, we asked some good questions about taking care of the creek and whose responsibility that is and who should oversee that. But the DEP recommended that we send out a letter to the residents. Chief Hartman right now is drafting that letter, and it'll come from all of us, a letter to the residents to inform them about dumping into the creek and taking care of the creek, and also inform them of the status that we're at right now. So that letter will be going out to the residents of Lexington probably within the next week or so. I also continue to follow up with PennDOT as far as the pedestrian crossing between Bowdoin Avenue and Hope Hollow Road. I have another meeting scheduled with them on April 14th. We've made some progress. This meeting on April 14th will be right in the area, and I'm actually going to ask him to cross the street with me. We'll see how well he does. See if we both make it. That's the big thing. But that area is very dangerous, and we all know that is Scott Township. And I just want to reiterate, I am concentrating on that area only because the pedestrian traffic going to the new grocery store that's